Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 2020 Valediction. We made it, and we are actually here together. Can you believe it? So just a few little bits of housekeeping. Parents, you're more than welcome to use the bathroom here in the teacher's bathroom on this side. I do request that you keep your masks on, just you know exactly why. And but I have said to the Matrics that when they come up to do their speech, they may take their mask off because it's open and we're outside, and then you can hear properly what is going on. Last thing in housekeeping is everybody has to keep their fingers crossed for the duration of the valediction ceremony that we don't get rain. If it does start to rain, what will happen is we will stop the proceedings and that we'll ask the parents to go down to the veranda. The children will go into the classrooms and they'll watch the live stream that's happening right now, and we will carry on with the ceremony under the veranda. So let's get started. You all have your tissues? You ready? I can see everyone's holding up their tissues. So to start things off this morning, excuse me, I would like to introduce one of our board members, Gary Sayers. Gary is a chartered accountant and an experienced financial executive director with 20 years experience providing value as the key financial and strategic partner at profitable, high-growth, entrepreneurial, international and South African companies. He's experienced at running early-stage startup businesses with extensive regulatory oversight and King IV level corporate governance requirements. Gary started his career at PwC as an audit manager, moving to Nampak Limited as a divisional financial manager. He then became the Chief Financial Officer of Flight Centre South Africa, then moved to the Group Financial Director of African Alliance. He then became the Chief Financial Officer for Finbon Group Limited and now runs his own consulting business called Gerda Consulting. Gary is a non-executive director and Audit Committee Chair for a number of securitization special purpose vehicles boards. Try saying that fast 5 times. And on the board of the JSE's debt sponsors. He judged the FinTech Top 100 Companies Awards at the Finance Indaba in 2016 and 2017. He has program managed strategic projects for finance transformation. Gary also engineered the greenfield startup of his own financial consulting business, Gerda Consulting. Gary currently sits on the Education Incorporated board in the finance capacity, where his extensive experience in this area is frequently called upon to assist us in the sound governance and responsible running of Education Incorporated. Gary has kindly agreed to address our Matrics today, and we look forward to hearing his words of wisdom. Gary, if you could join us, please.
Gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids on the street, but not enough to eat.
So, apart from Jax's wonderful introduction, I also like Michael to do some of my introductions as well. Thanks, you can stop it. So, that's Man in the Mirror, and the theme for my little talk to you guys today. So, what now? This might be the question foremost in your mind as you leave your school years behind, or not. Maybe you feel a sense of accomplishment, like you've completed something worthwhile or important, or not. You may have the next chapter of your life perfectly mapped out. You may be lined up to go into corporate, to go on a gap year, or to attend tertiary, or not. Perhaps you're concerned and you have worries about the big wide world out there. COVID-19, corruption, racism, politics, drugs, money, the rand, the US election, China, Brexit, meeting the right person, your physical health, the environment, an asteroid. Or you might not be worried at all. Like 16-year-old Kelly Rogers was in 2003 when she became the youngest ever lottery winner in the UK. Kelly won £1.8 million, and like any teenager, she blew the lot, buying expensive holidays, houses for her family, designer clothes and cars. She admits to spending £250,000 on drugs, and in just 6 years, at 22, she found herself living with her mother again with nothing to her name. 22 years old and nothing to call her own, despite a better opportunity than every other lottery winner, having been the youngest. So whatever your answer to those questions might be right now, the answer is you're about to enter the big wide world, the mainstream, and the safety net and the structure that was provided by your parents and your teachers and your guardians is being cut away this morning. Be afraid. Or not. I have 4 children, 2 teenagers, the eldest of which is also finishing school this year. And let me tell you, my other name is Jon Snow. I know nothing. When I left school, I was the one who had the plan. But there's nothing I can tell Glenn that he doesn't know already, that he doesn't have a clever comeback for. And yeah, my young children don't make me feel much better about the advice I have to give them. So, as I say, when I left, I was one of those guys with the big plan. When I was in grade 8, I had already decided to be a chartered accountant. By grade 11, I'd already organized myself a bursary to fund which university I was going to. And into that year, I matriculated top of my class. So I was styling. I got my matric results. I needed 34 points to go and study what I was planning on studying, and I got 35 points. And looking back, I wonder if that wasn't a little clue that life was actually giving me. That it wasn't a massive coincidence that I got 1 more point than exactly what I needed. So I didn't bother getting the remark that my accounting teacher admitted that I should apply for, because in those days they used to do moderations and whole grades would be pushed up or down a percentage depending on how easy or hard a paper was deemed to be for the year. But I had my points, so I wasn't bothered until I got to university. And I met Andre Potas. He had 9 distinctions. He was really smart. He was proper smart. I didn't even know you could do 9 subjects. So I was very impressed, and I looked up to Andre. And then later in life, I heard, actually not so long ago, about 2 years ago, I heard this playback through the marketplace in the securitizations. And his name came up, and somebody said, oh yeah, no, he started out at Deloitte, but he went off and started a securitization support division at a corporate administration company, and they did really well for a short period of time. But recently he left, and they've lost all their good people to the competition, and now they're not doing so well. And then I also heard that he wasn't that well liked, because he charged a lot, and he had a bit of a superiority complex, supposedly. And then finally, I heard he's now running his own consulting business. And that's what I'm doing. So what's the conclusion from all of this? I found that the things I worked the hardest for are worth 1,000,000 times more to me today than the things that came easily. A handout doesn't help you grow. Ask Kelly Rogers. I had been on my plan for years, decades. But I only realized this, only when I realized this, did the learning process and the process of earning things become fun. And only then did I actually start living. And only then, funnily enough, did my opinion about anything start making any difference to anybody else. So my Jon Snow advice to anyone who will listen is make decisions. Use your common sense, but don't be afraid that you make the wrong decision. Then iterate. Change what isn't working for you as many times as you need to. Just be aware that if you have to change a lot, that might be something in itself that you need to look at. You don't want to be a flake. When it comes to your decisions, be selfish and make sure they're your own. Otherwise, one day life might catch up to you and you'll realize even your happiness is fake. Don't idolize other people. If you do, they will disappoint you. They're only human. But don't victimize either. You haven't walked a mile in their shoes. Work hard because it's never a waste. And it says more about you than you can verbalize or tweet. Take responsibility for everything. Don't be a victim. But also know yourself and don't dwell on things when they don't work out for you, because that's going to happen. Consider that maybe Charles Darwin was right and we don't have any human rights. You don't have to have all the answers. Just learn throughout life and put in your best effort. The bad news is that you are your own worst enemy. Whenever something's not working out for you, it's probably something within yourself that's holding it back. It's most likely no one else's fault. But the good news is you're in control. You can control your future rate of success however you want to define that success. So good luck out there. Thanks.
Gary, thank you very much for those words of wisdom. It feels like it's not just directed at the matriculants of this year, class 2020, but also to the rest of the students, and I think most of the adults here can identify with some part of that, and also add to that story. I think most of us who've walked a mile know what it feels like to be in those positions. So yes, let's get out of our own way and get on with life. I think that's how we contribute to society. So one small omission from this morning is that Mrs. Aitchison forgot to welcome the chairman of the board, Mr. Sayers Senior, who in his capacity as a headmaster for many years keeps us on the straight and narrow when it comes to making the right academic decisions for the school and for the students of the school. So Mr. and Mrs. Sayers, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We really, really do appreciate that. So right now, I've been instructed to start the process of asking the learners to come up to do the last walk, the green mile as it were. And we're going to start with Chloe. Chloe, please come up, share your thoughts with us.
Good morning, headmaster, teachers, parents and students. Today I stand before you with feelings of trust and uncertainty in equal proportion to each other. When I first moved here at the end of last year, I remember feeling afraid, but curious, and hope towards the new horizon that was spread out before me. Recalling my classmates, there wasn't anything I needed to do to stand out uniquely. I entered this second home of mine. A goal of mine was to imprint my personality into the minds of my fellow students, hoping to inspire and bring happiness wherever it was asked for. My new classmates and now friends welcomed me with open arms and a feeling I am not sure about a lot of things in my life. I know that I had not accepted me as fast as they did, I would never have been able to enjoy this final school year of mine as I had. Most of my classmates have already received admission to universities. Many have opted to join in with civil work and services in an honorable and patriotic way. Whatever lies in our destiny, we all know that in one way or another, we will never have been able to make the choices we have made without the school. If we thought otherwise, we'd be fooling ourselves. In hindsight, there's a lot that should be said, but it would take up more time than I have today to portray the deep bonds between ourselves. But what I can say right now is thank you. For the juniors here today, you have a lot of time, so relax and enjoy it while you can. Do not procrastinate your speeches or presentations until the last minute in favor of mindless activities. Insist on being prepared rather than disappointed. You can create a lot of unnecessary tension for yourself. The teachers will be harsh on you at first, but you will thank them once you no longer have anyone to pick up your slack. At the end of the day, they really do what's best for you. You have the talent, you have the experience, and you have the potential. But all this alone is not adequate without self-belief. Beyond the shadow of doubt, you have to believe that you have got what it takes to make your life a success. And then it shall become the greatest success that you have nurtured. Thank you. Chloe.
You're not done yet. Ready?
No?
Put your watch with me.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, I'll put there. Right.
You got it.
Got it from the snacks. There you go. And take your mask there.
Oh, forgetting things.
Erin, would you like to come up?
Yeah, Erin.
Answer the mic.
Good morning, EduInc parents and guests. Standing here today, I didn't think my valediction would come so soon. I remember when I first arrived at EduInc 2 years ago. I was so nervous and worried that my peers wouldn't like me, because in my whole high school career, I would always be the one to get bullied or made fun of. Moving from 4 high schools, I am proud to say that I am matriculating from EduInc Incorporated. Oh, whoops. Not only have I found friends for life, but I have also learned who I am as a person. The class of 2020 has shown me how to be myself and come out of my shell that I was so nervous to show. I never used to talk to anyone. I always excluded myself from everything, and I would never be the one to go out with people. But I can safely say that I am proudly the class clown. The one that gets up to mischief, even though I put a huge smile on my face so that I don't get into trouble. The amount of times I have laughed in class is more than I have ever laughed in my whole life. But what I'm really going to miss is the energy and atmosphere that everyone in this school has. We are all one of a kind, and everyone has an amazing story to tell, even if it's a fat lie. The teachers. Mr. Arkett, I will never understand how you do not open a textbook for anything. I wish I could do the same for exams. Or maybe I do that already. Thank you for dealing with me and actually the whole math class. What a special bunch we are. Mr. Morrison. Hello, Ginger Ninja. Thank you for being so fun and making learning so exciting every lesson. Miss Van Skalkbeek. You are so kind and passionate, and you never fail to help me, even if it has nothing to do with school. Mr. Gallywally. I don't know if you know this, but that has been your nickname since I first heard your surname. Even though I hate Shakespeare, you are still the best English teacher. Mr. Tuma, thank you for calling me and the whole class assortments of different names. It has always been such a laugh. You are so knowledgeable, and it inspires me to be the best I can be. Mr. G, what's up? You are not only the receptionist, but you are the coolest person on earth. School would be so boring without you telling me to shut up or go to class. Good luck on your next plane ride without the Grahamstown people. Mr. and Mrs. A. I've known you my whole life, but I never thought that I'd be beaten like I have. I'm just kidding. You have shown me what the perfect school is like, and I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for me. Oh. My class. In other words, my second family and closest friends. Sorry. Pebble, you will do amazing things in Amsterdam. And I'm so proud that I'm friends with such a beautiful and sassy woman like yourself. You're gonna kill it in the fashion world. Lily, my favorite Italian. Thank you for always being there for me on my darkest days. England is so lucky to have you. By the way, I still need you to tutor me. Sash, dynamite comes in small packages. You are so fun, cute, and feisty. I don't know whether to hug you or be scared of you, and that's what I love about you. Chloe, I haven't known you for long, but you sure do know how to make me laugh. You are also really terrible at making pizzas. Lucian, I've never understood how someone can be so smart. You are going to do big things, and I can't wait to see your name all over the country for being the best businessman. George, what a wild human. You are the definition of a party animal. Thank you for having such a contagious laugh. And Bali, even though you're not here today, thank you for dealing with me in maths and history when all I do is annoy you. I believe that you will achieve great things. Rain, I am so sorry for all the times that I annoyed you in history, but I really enjoy doing it. You have patience with me, and not many people do. And please invite me to your Korean wedding. My Lexi Poo. You're loud, funny, insanely talented, and again loud. I can't imagine being in school without you. I've never met someone so different to me, yet so similar. You make me want to get up in the morning and go to school just so that we can annoy everyone together. You are so talented, and I'm so proud of you for all your incredible achievements. I can't wait to see you walk down the red carpet one day with me as your stupid sidekick. My little nug, my best friend. My dearest parents. I have no idea what I'd be doing without you, with your guidance and support. I know I can be a pain, but I always try my best to make you proud. Mom, I know that we've been through a lot in our lives, and you're honestly the strongest woman that I know. You have taught me how to stand up for myself and always be positive when it is so difficult. Dad, I've never met such a caring, selfless person in my life. You have always put me first no matter what, and you will always be my hero, and I'm so proud to be your daughter. I love you both unconditionally. I wish the best to all the grade 11s who are going to be in Matric next year. And to the rest of the school, stay safe and stay in school. Now I know this is not goodbye, so I'm just going to say hello. Hello class of 2020.
Erin, thank you very much for that. George, apparently the party animal, please come and join us up on the stage.
Okay. Wow. So I was quite emotional, eh? Anyway, good morning, students, teachers, guests, and the chair. Yeah, let me start the speech with, wow, I actually can't believe that I'm here at this valediction. Because of all this COVID and everything, I honestly didn't think we were going to be back at school. I thought next year was going to be a possibility. But thanks to EduInc and the opportunities they give us with online schooling and never let us fall behind, we are here today. I'd like to start with thanking the teachers. To my best friend, Mr. Mudlia. Thank you for all the banterous lessons. I really did enjoy it, and it made the class environment so much better. Doctor, to my second mother, thank you so much for everything you did for me and never letting me fall behind, even though I tried to run away quite a few times. Yeah, and then thanks to my peers for all the banterous behavior, as well as to Thomas and Mr. G for always being like kind of my friends, a boy to talk to besides Lucian. Yeah, thanks for all the discussions during break and actually sitting with me, so I didn't have to sit with the girls and all the spice and drama the whole day. Time to get away from it for a little bit. Yeah, and thanks to the headmasters for everything they've done for me and motivated me and pushed me through, even though I struggled a lot through my schooling career, especially when I came to the school. And yeah, thank you.
George, you and I are alike in many ways when it comes to speeches. Short and sweet and to the point. Thank you for that. Lily, will you come and share your thoughts with us, please?
Hello? Okay. Good morning, everyone. I doubt that anyone is actually going to believe me. Not about doing school online during a pandemic, but about the crazy people and unbelievable things we got up to at school. I think it's only right to begin with Pebble. One of the reasons I am who I am is because of my adopted sister. All the soul we threw over our shoulders for good luck and all our trust in the universe seems to have paid off. I couldn't have asked for a better partner in crime. Alexa, my lab, the person who highlighted the fact that I'm Italian, even though you firmly believed I was Portuguese at first. Thank you for every hooyah and every laugh. Erin, you doubtlessly came up with the most impressive and different way to twerk, and you have the sweetest smile. Rain, you're an absolute biscuit for putting up with me in all our maths lessons. I'll miss our debates over who has to ask the question this time. Sasha, thank you for all the early morning chats because both of us were dropped off at the crack of dawn. I'm really going to miss them. Chloe, I would like to thank you for every comment that came out of the blue that I guarantee you no one was expecting. And Bali, even though you're not here, thank you for all the laughs. Lucy baby, I will definitely miss all the teamwork on Afrikaans poetry and all the unexpected conversations. George, there are no words besides the ones you constantly make up. I'm going to miss all the shandies and all the cheese and rice. Thank you to all the teachers that worked so hard to get us all through high school. I would like to offer a special apology to Mr. Arkett. Saying that we gave you a hard time would be an understatement. Mr. G, Mr. Gerdigan, Mr. Cardigan. Our freeze and having to stay after school wouldn't have been half as fun if we didn't have the chance to come and irritate you. To Miss Lillian and Thomas, thank you so much. And luckily now we won't be walking through your plants or onto your mopped floors anymore. To all the EduInc students, I am so happy to have the chance to go to school and have met all of you. Davina, being able to see my baby sister around the school all the time, whether it was to beg each other for money, to bug each other, or just to give the other a hug, has made a world of difference to me. The Aitchisons. Coming to EduInc changed a lot for me. I realized that I could be loud, and I was taught to think differently. I owe a lot of that to Mr. and Mrs. Aitchison. Thank you so much for everything, and thank you for always allowing me to pinch sweets when I came to your office. To my dad, for always parking sideways at 6:30 in the morning and shunting me out of the car when I believed it was far too cold to be a school day. For coming to fetch me and answering each time without fail, compared to who, whenever I asked how your day was. And Mommy, for every tear you dried from my cheeks when I was stressed, for all the pep talks, hugs, and the just one more year to go, or just one paper to go. You said to me when I had just enough, thank you. You made my matric year so much better. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You know, Lily, starting a speech off with all the mischief we got up to at school makes me a little nervous. I was just about to go like this to Lesedi over here in the corner. Lucian, would you like to join us up here, please?
Oh, it's scary up here. Good morning all. Good morning parents, peers, and people of the chair. It's been a long 12-year journey, and I don't know how I'm meant to summarize it in 5 minutes. All the memories, all the tough times, all the friends I've made. To summarize it into 5 minutes would be cheating it. But I'm going to give it an attempt. First of all, I'm going to start with my teachers.
starting off with Doc. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for motivating me. Thank you for picking me up when I was down or helping me whenever I needed help. It's heavenly. It's very appreciated. Mr. Mudlia, thank you for showing me what passion is. I saw all your passionate teaching and it really inspired me. You're just an amazing person. Thank you. Mr. Chuma, thank you for pushing me and always being there, being my beacon of hope, always telling me I can do better and showing me that you can become what you manifest. Thank you, Mr. Gallinakis, for just being a great English teacher. The way you teach is very unique and different to any teaching I've had. It's very effective and it's just wonderful. Thank you. Mr. G, or should I say Mr. OG, thank you for always being there. You're a great secretary. I consider you one of my friends, and it's just a great opportunity to actually have met you and talk to you. Miss van Skolkvik, thank you just for everything. Coming in so late and making a change you did is quite difficult, and it's quite inspiring. Tom, Miss Lydian, Max, the school wouldn't be the same without you. The vibe you create is just different from any other school I've been to. It's something to be remembered. Always positive people, just amazing. Then Mr. and Miss Aitchison, thank you for giving me the opportunity to come here, accepting me, being approachable whenever I have problems, just being great headmasters. And then I want to thank my parents, first of all, for having me, and and just being the backbone of my development. Thank you for always being there through the tough times, always motivating me, and just making me the person I am today. Without you, I don't know what I would be, and just thank you. And then to my peers, what a crazy bunch. Coming from my old school and coming to this was different, very different. On the first few weeks, I didn't feel included. It was radical, completely different, but then I got used to it. They're just wonderful people, and I'm going to start off with Alexa. You've broken my ears. I need hearing aids now. Thank you. But thank you for always being uplifting and positive. Then Sasha, you're very scary. When I first came here, I was scared of you, and I'm still scared of you now. I stand at least 2 feet away from you just to be sure, so your hands can't hit me. Then there's Rain. You're obsessed with Jimin. It's just, you're an amazing person, very quiet, very interesting, and I can't wait to see you getting married to Jimin in a few years. And then to Pebble, you're so uplifting, you're so motivating, you're such a role model. I'm so happy to have met you. And then to Lily, you're an Italian, what can I say? Just an amazing person, so good at English, just motivating, always there, funny. Then there's Chloe. What can I say about Chloe? She just comes out of nowhere with her weird comments and just makes weird noises. It's almost like she's not human. And then George, what can I say? You're the funniest person I've ever met. Completely crazy in a good way. And it's just amazing. Then Aaron, you're a different person. It's just amazing because you have an amazing personality. You're very unique, you're very upstanding, you fight for what you believe. And then otherwise, for any of the younger people here, younger grades, just a little bit of advice. Matric is not going to be fun. Just know, if you go into Matric thinking you're going to have fun, you're not. What you're going to have late nights, you're going to have a lot of studying, you're going to have teachers on your back, and you're going to have a lot of tears. So one piece of advice is to take it one step at a time. It's a long journey, but everyone can do it. And thank you. Thank you. It's not, expose myself.
So there goes the last boy of class of 2020. The double-edged sword that is 2 boys in a class of 8 girls. You can figure out what the double edges of that are. I'd like to ask Pebo to come and join us up here, please. Catwalk walk, please. Model walk. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Yo, wow, this is a lot. Okay. Good morning, fellow students, teachers, parents, the boss, and the realist boss. Phew, it's been 4 years. Bittersweet. I'm going to start talking about the year 2020. Jeez, it's been real, folks. Never in a million years did I ever think that I'd school in my pajamas, in my room, and sometimes on my bed. Shh, don't tell my teachers. We were forced to maneuver the challenges of learning how to make breads and beers. Need to remember to keep the school friendly. Despite Miss Rona and her curveballs, I would like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Aitchison and the teachers for making it a smooth transition. I joined EduInc in 2016. It was an interesting year. Everyone knows me as not shy. Usually one is shy on their first day of school, but not I. No. I was introduced to my classmates who quickly became my family. My class... I can't see. My classmates welcomed me with open arms. The friendships formed from there. The birth of the Powerpuff Girls and the craziness of the years to follow. Being at EduInc, oh God. Okay. Being at EduInc taught me the value of family, friendship, and most importantly, respect. No school loves like EduInc. The students aren't just friends. They are way more. We're family. Yes, sometimes we get on each other's nerves and the nerves of our teachers, but it's only because we care. To the boss and the realist boss.
Maybe you can do this.
Oh gosh. To the boss and the realist boss. Thank you so much for being there for me. Thank you for bearing with me for 4 years. I am so sorry. Thank you for being my school mom and dad. Thank you for the tough talks and the warm hugs from Mrs. A. Mr. A, I would personally like to thank you for our mentor meetings, some ending in tears and some ending in very big smiles. Thank you for listening and thank you for being kind to my mom. To all the teachers, oh gosh, I'm sorry. To all my teachers, I wish I could thank you and hug you all individually. Mr. Arkin, I am so sorry. I am thankful for all your efforts and your determination. I look up to each and every one of you. Some of you have really seen me grow into the young lady that stands in front of you. And for that, I'd like to thank you again. Thank you for your efforts. And they say it takes a village to raise a child. To my classmates, you crazy bunch, I love you all so much. I want to thank you all for your continuous support and your... People, can you do my hair? To Leather, I love you so much, Leather. You are a ball of fun. You guys are my brothers and my sisters. This isn't goodbye. To baby Aaron, you are the sweetest, most kind-hearted person I have ever met. Gosh. Sash, girl, you are fierce. Best friend, sugar thighs. Your wit is unmatched and your banter slaps. How's your auntie? Lucy, never met anyone with a brain like yours and charm like yours. You waste no time with comebacks, and I know for a fact that I'll be seeing you on the cover of Forbes. Raindrops, Vanessa Nell. Man, I'm gonna miss butchering the lyrics to BTS songs with you. And our very, very educational freeze. You are so sweet and very feisty. Chloe, haha. Chloe, it hasn't been long, but girl, you are funny and random. It's sanitizer, babe. And Bali, even though you're not here, my chummy, from day one, since day one. The bands, you know the vibes. Oh gosh. Liliana Barbarini Spaghetti. Oh gosh, my partner in crime. Liddy Kitty, it's been real. From our bands to Mr. Homie. I'm gonna miss you. To all my little brothers and sisters, Noahs, Misses, all of you. You guys inspire me. You're the next generation of EduInc. Y'all are mad wild. Saying goodbye to you breaks my heart. You guys have so much potential, grit, and my wish for you guys is to stay happy and cheerful. I wish I could hug you all, but you know, Miss Rona said nope. So let's Bluetooth hug instead. I'm so grateful to have met each and every one of you and walked the journey with you. And, oh sorry, I hope I've made a significant mark in your life as you've had in mine. And I'm very happy to be a big sister to all of you. To the person who made me who I am today, who's put up with me for 19 years. Oh, gosh. Your hard work and sleepless nights are finally paying off. Ma, I'm standing here because you never left. You stayed. I'm a big girl now. It's time for you to pat yourself on the back. Well done, Ma. Mama, I made it. In closing, if you ever feel too small to be effective, you've never been in bed with the mosquito. What I'm saying is, EduInc may be small, but dynamite comes in small packages. Thank you.
Bending down.
Sorry.
Okay. Now you talk.
Pebo, I'm so glad that your class grew out of the Powder Puff Girl stage and phase. It lasted a long time, and it almost broke me, but well done for making it. Rain, would you like to join us up here, please?
Good morning, everyone. I first arrived at EduInc in 2014, where I was welcomed with open arms. This was just the beginning of my great 7-year journey here, and I still remember when there were only around 30 students in the entire school. Everyone used to gather around the one bench outside reception during break. Those were good times.
I've been extremely fortunate to be able to attend this school, and I never expected to spend almost a decade of my life here. But I'm glad I did. I don't mean to make you feel old, Mrs. Aitchison. I want to thank my teachers for always going the extra mile in educating me. Thank you for your constant willingness to help. I want to thank my classmates, some of which I have been with since grade 7, for always ensuring that my patience is put to the test. Alexa and Erin, I never permitted you to annoy me in class, even though you've convinced yourselves that I did, but nevertheless, you have all made classes quite interesting. I'll most definitely never forget my crazy class, and I wish the best of luck to each and every one of you. Thank you, Alexa, Sasha, Erin, Chloe, Lily, Pebble, Mbali, Lucian, and George. I want to especially thank my parents. Sorry. For always pushing me to work hard and driving me to school each day even when you didn't want to get up out of bed. Trinity, Nikita, and Kanan. You are the best siblings and the best sister-in-law I could ever ask for. I want to thank Anthony, AG, Jason, Imogen, and Ella for being my closest friends out of school and for keeping me sane. And my pets for always being happy to see me after a long day and never judging me when I practice my prepared readings in front of them. I thank Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio, Mr. Darcy, and BTS. You have all given me unrealistic expectations for men and have ruined every guy's chance with me, as I am certain they could never live up to any of you. I cannot thank Mr. and Mrs. Aitchison enough. Since day one, you've always been so kind to me. Your support throughout these 7 years have been extraordinary, as I know not many headmasters or headmistresses care for their students like you do. Winston Churchill once said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts." I hope my fellow students use this as encouragement, that it's okay to make mistakes, as long as you get back up again and learn from them. Sometimes you just want to give up in class as you see no point to any of this, but I promise you there is. Hard work and dedication to your education will pay off in the end. I wish you all the best of luck for the years to come. This has been RDBN. Thank you.
Rain, thank you very much for that. I hope your comments in the yearbook are going to be quite short, because after 7 years of EduInc, there's quite a few awards that are listed next to your photograph. I think there's about space for 3 or 4 words as your final quote, so just giving you a heads up on that. Sasha, do I need to keep 2 feet from you? Because apparently you're a scary lady. Please come and join us.
I didn't know it was so scary, man. Ooh. Okay. Good morning, parents, students, teachers, and the chair. Today is a momentous day to everyone, especially us grade 12s, and both the amazing principals and teachers who got us this far in life. I'm standing here today, looking back on all the memories we have created, one being our water fight and Pebble's legendary walking on water moment. I can't believe how far we have come and how many past matrics we've had to say goodbye to. And I can finally say it's our turn. Matrics of 2020, we have done it. I would like to thank all the teachers for always being there for me and helping me through this journey, despite my humorous jokes that got me kicked out of class a few times. I would like to thank Thomas for always keeping my moods up with his funny greetings and refreshing smile. I would like to thank Mr. G for just simply being the humorous legend he is today. Most importantly, I want to take this moment to talk about my grade. The grade that went through everything together, including the times we all cried as a class with Miss Baker. The grade that all teachers feared because of us constantly trying to get out of class and schoolwork. The grade that brought me so much joy until the end. I want to remind you all that even though we are going our separate ways, this isn't our end, and I'll love you forever. Lastly, I'd like to thank the Aitchisons for always inviting me to the office. I swear I spent more time in the office than I did in class. And thank you for always happening to find my phone every time. Lastly, I'd like to say some words of wisdom to the younger grades, especially my favorite little person, Hannah. You're almost there, and soon you will be in all of our footsteps. School can be a stressful time. School can be stressful from time to time, but I want to remind you that these are some of your greatest years that you must cherish. I hope you don't forget to smile from time to time and not take things too seriously and enjoy school. I would like to end with a quote for all of you by Robert H. Tough times never last, but tough people do. Thank you. Okay.
You know I don't like photos.
I'm back. Okay, we go.
Are you tucked in? No, you just want me to keep this pulled down.
Yeah.
Just...
It's like a little strip show today. My kind of valediction.
Thank you, Sasha. There was a very meaningful quote at the end of your speech. Alexa, saving you for last.
Oh my gosh, I'm so stressed. Okay. Wow, there are a lot of people. To cry. Sorry. Okay. Good morning, school and parents. Oh. I can honestly say that I never thought that I was going to make it to Matric. Oh, it's true. Let alone in a global pandemic. Oh my gosh, I've been crying the whole time. Give me a second. I haven't had the easiest journey. And throughout my school career, I had many times where I never thought, oh, I'm already crying, I would matriculate. Oh my God. And many people told my parents that I was not able or I didn't have the ability to write Matric. But I can proudly say to everyone who ever doubted me that I use your doubt as motivation. Pete, you're making me cry. Just see this red face.
Oh my goodness. I used your motivation to prove you all wrong. George and Lulu, for helping me in business and biology. You two are so amazing, and I'm gonna miss our tutor sessions. George, we've known each other for 10 years, and honestly, that is terrifying. We did not start off as friends, but I'm so proud to call you one of my closest friends. And if I ever get arrested, or if someone is giving me a hard time, I know that I can give you a call and you'll be ready to fight. Sasha, where are you? There you are. We have had our many ups and downs, but I have to say, we came back stronger and closer each time. And next year is going to be boring without your sassy ass. Sasha, when I first came to this school, we clicked, and we have made the best memories together. From running around in the rain, to getting married at school in geography, and getting divorced 2 days later. Still, the longest relationship I've ever been in. Lulu, where are you? There you are. Okay. Words can't describe how much I'm going to miss our tutoring sessions. When you first came to EduInc, you were quite quiet and very shy. But I'm so happy that you found a school where you can really be yourself. I don't know where life is taking all of us, but I have high hopes for you, Lulu. Chloe, you fitted right into our little family, and you really brought a new dynamic to our grade. I'm really gonna miss your random comments. Raindrop, honestly, I'm going to miss annoying you in history, and all those memories have a truly special place in my heart. Pebble, you're one of the kindest, most respectful people I have ever met. We have had the most amazing memories together, and I know that there are many more to come. Pebble, you have a light that you bring into people's lives, and this light will follow you wherever your journey takes you in your future. I'm gonna miss seeing your happy face every day, but I know that we have created a friendship that will last a lifetime. So goodbye for now, but I'm gonna see you around. Lily, where are you? Oh, right there. For some reason, whenever I think of the many memories Lily and I have together, the first one that pops into my head is always the time you decided to slap me so hard on my thigh that I had a dent in my leg for about a week. That was the day I learned to never get an Italian angry. Because those pasta-making hands are stronger than they look. I'm gonna miss you, but I know that we'll always have each other. Aaron. 20 years from now, I'm gonna look back at the memories that oh my gosh, okay. I'm gonna start again. 20 years from now, I'm gonna look back and remember that you were the person who turned every grumpy face into a giggly smile with just a few words. The person who comforted me even when I said that I was fine. The person who knew who I really was, and that person that made such an impact in my life. My best friend. When you first came to EduInc in 2018, we had a weird connection, like we were long-lost sisters, and I kid you not, people can't tell us apart sometimes, and it really freaks me out. But we have been inseparable ever since. So dear best friend, you're stupid, you're weird, you're not perfect, but that's okay, because I'm like that too. We laugh at random things, we cry when one of us starts, and my life is just better with you as part of it. I love you so much, and thank you. I think the best part about EduInc are the small classes. You spend so much time with these people daily that they literally become your second family. We are definitely a family when we look at the Matric class of 2020. I mean, we fight like sisters, and the boys pretty much stay out of everything, which is a pretty standard family dynamic, I think so. We have been through so much together, and it's one thing to say goodbye to your friends, but it's another thing to say goodbye to your 2 crazy brothers and your 8 sassy sisters. We made it, guys. We're finally here. Oh, this is hard. I want to say thank you to my parents. Dad! Dad! Thank you for making me laugh when I'm grumpy and giving me the best hugs that I always say I hate but genuinely make me feel better. Thank you for helping me study and prepare for tests and making sure that I know how much you love me. Some of you might not know this, but while we were in lockdown, my dad was fighting for his life. And there were times when we really didn't know that he would make it. And I made him promise that he would come home. Words can't explain how thankful I am that you did, Dad. I love you so much, and I am so grateful that you're able to be here today. Mom, thank you for supporting me and holding me and telling me that it was going to be okay when I felt like my whole world was crumbling around me. Thank you for finding time to sort out my issues while you ran your own business. Thank you for reassuring me that school is not my whole life, and there is a whole big world out there full of opportunities just waiting for me. Thank you for sitting with me every night before a big exam, waiting for me to go to sleep because I was too stressed for the next day. I would not be where I am today if it was not for my mom and dad, and I am so grateful every day for you guys. Jenna, you're not here today, and I know you're crying in your pajamas watching this. Jenna has been my au pair since I was 3 years old, and I am so grateful to have you in my life as my mom, my sister, and my crazy auntie. I love you so much, and thank you for everything. This year has been crazy. I want to say thank you to all my teachers who have helped me and has somehow had the patience to deal with me and the 5-year-old inside me. Thank you to Mr. Arkid, Dr. Makings, Mr. Chuma, Mr. Morrison, Mr. Gallywally, and Mr. G. He's not a teacher, but he is by far the best receptionist on earth. Thank you to Mrs. the boss, and then the boss of the boss. Thank you for tolerating me. It can't have been easy. I'm gonna miss my school, but I can honestly say that I'm ready for the next chapter of my life. Thank you.
I think I've lost a lot of liquids. I've been crying for 2 hours. Oh, thanks. See, I'm smart. I don't pull it like everyone else. I practiced.
Alexa, thank you very, very much for sharing your memories with us. I do know that if ever I need a wall demolished and I have a large hammer, that you and Aaron are first on my call list to sort that out. Ladies and gentlemen, as we wind down the ceremony, I'd like to share a few thoughts, if you don't mind. So 2020 started like any normal year for class of 2020, and that was King of the Castle, Lord and Lady of the Manor, Matric jackets and negotiation for Matric privileges. And then in a matter of 3 days, they went from students on campus to being grounded. But fortunately, their tech privileges weren't taken away from them at the same time. Too soon to be making jokes? Maybe. I think we're getting there. But if we had to get serious, I think there are a few ways of looking at this year. And fortunately, we have the privilege of choosing which lens we decide to look through it. You can look at how it's affected you, how it's changed you, how it's robbed you, and how it's blessed you. I choose to look through this lens when thinking back on this year and what I will remember about the class of 2020 in the years to come. The first thing is that this class has done something that no one has ever done before. They attended school every day from their bedrooms, sometimes in their pajamas, from their converted dining rooms, and from mom and dad's converted home offices. You went to work with your parents every day and saw what the world of work looked like and shared their fears and their stresses. You cried a lot and got angry a lot. You gave up 100 times a day. You learned that technology was actually used for work and not just for entertainment. Although some of you might have mixed that up at some classes, I'm quite sure. You fought the demons of distraction and procrastination 100 times a day. You rebooted, restarted, reconnected, then rebooted, restarted, and reconnected. And then you went to bed and woke up and did it all again, and again, and again, for 6 months. You were the brave ones who came back to school first, despite your fears. You were the ones who came to school during the school holidays and bugged your teachers over weekends all the time. Right now, you're sitting in the boat, waiting to storm the beach. It's cold, it's wet, the bullets are buzzing overhead, pinging off the side of the boat. You're sitting there with your buddies, people you've been to hell with. You're shivering with cold, nervousness and anxiety, because you know the signal will come and the boats will move, not away from the danger and the challenges, but towards them, towards the enemy fire. And then the door's going to open, and then you'll have to run towards the bullets with your friends, falling down, getting up, helping your buddies, carrying your wounded. But giving up is not an option, because you've come so far. You'll feel the pain and burn in your legs. You'll feel the bullet slamming into your bodies. But you're almost there, and you have to keep going. You have a job to do. You have to keep going. And then suddenly it's all going to be quiet, and you're off the beach. You'll be over the finish line. Battered and bruised, you'll look around, and then your buddies and you will stand up and you'll cheer. Fatigue and weariness washed away, because you got the job done. I know that each one of you have walked your own path this year. Everybody has had their own troubles and tribulations to work through. Every one of you has had your Normandy and D-Day. Right now, you're on the boat, anxious, scared and nervous. But take courage in yourself. Take courage in your friends. The only way through this gauntlet is to run through the gauntlet. Your success is not in reaching the goal. Your success is measured in your courage to get to the job done. Thank you very much.
ready with it.
Sure, that's always a very emotional hour. But I think it's very clear from all the speeches that you've heard today that each one of these students has walked a path. And it is important that we take the time to recognize that path that they have walked. I think it should also be noted that my instruction to them was their speeches should be 2 to 3 minutes long. But I think that's pretty definitive of this class. In terms, and I'm quite sure Mr. Arkett will agree with that. Class of 2020, you march to the beats of your own drum. You forge ahead, making your own path. And I think that's why tonight, when Mr. Aitchison and myself raise a glass of wine to you, we can, with all sincerity, look at each other and say, mission accomplished. So congratulations to all of you. I think, so just to let you know what's going to happen now, is we're going to ask the students to form the honor guard down the path. And parents, if you wouldn't mind, you can either remain seated or you're welcome to come to the other side of the path with your cameras if you would like to take pictures. The students are now going to say their goodbyes to their peers. And when they finish doing that, they're going to come up to the office and sign the yearbook with Mr. Aitchison and myself. And as we go down to the honor guard, I thought there was one piece of music only that would be appropriate for this particular class, and it just had to be played at this point. Miss Hedy?
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. But when it hasn't been your day, you really want then you're here. But I'll be there for you. When the rain starts to pour, I'll be there for you. Like I've been there before. I'll be there for you. So there for me too. I am telling you, years from now.
I'll help you with the garden. Yeah. Well, next time's gonna help me. Just bring it like that. Thank you.
Yes. Very good. You got a toy. I hear you. How many was that? I feel that. Okay, fine. Okay. Oh, I was here for 6, but I enjoyed the last one.
Because he's here.
Let's start. Are you seriously gonna take a while?
What's all that? Alexa, are you playing in the mud again? Oh, yeah.
That was 3. I want to get my Polaroid. Is your car unlocked? Why not?